And here we are, back at Breath of Fire 3. So, approaching this not that sinister looking, but still quite dangerous enough tower. So let's just try to go carefully and hope that there's not any truly dangerous mobs to deal with. But lightning attack on these enemies is real good because it's gonna make them confused, and then once they've been confused, they may attack each other. So, and I have to say that at least at this phase of the game and at these levels, even though I might be something like a slightly over leveled, even though this game in a sense doesn't have that kind of issue because of the quite high grade crystal Momo. Yeah, well, but I am already entering because I've got a little bit of a problem. I think these robots are more like a matter of security system instead of monsters wandering about. That is at least what I would expect narratively. But the music is kind of cheerful and friendly. Doesn't really fit the general mood of the area being filled with dangerous monstrosities. Oh. Yeah, we got a big ugly. Yeah, now that one got it. Armor bot starts to spit. Oh yeah, that's a quite unpleasant thing. Last more of this lightning attack. And more. Yeah, the armor bots seem to be capable of taking quite a big amount of. Yeah, but that. Looked like armor bot wasn't that durable. Yeah, it was durable enough to be a annoyance, but not that much of a danger when it got actually started being smacked with big swords. So, but another little room and a great, lovely. It's a room with a chance to make break. Alright, so there's some sort of prison-powered machinery. And there's some sort of there's some sort of source of machinery. And there's some sort of chrism and monsters. All kind of interesting little detail. Yeah, let's make use of the bed. While I'm at it, let's also make use of the save function as well, but not cut anything out because, well, I haven't spent much time, done much of this recording anyway, so. But it looks like this room has no function beyond being a safe room, so seems like these things might not like fire attack. It doesn't. Oops, and that, yeah, they got a quite unpleasant frost attack, which did a lot of damage. But at least I'm right next to a healing room, so I can just... so I can just still get back right here and make use of the rest space station again to recover from that massive amount of damage I took. Yeah, those ice breath attack is kind of unpleasant to be at receiving end of. No, not anymore. So let's just carefully walk and hope that maybe the random encounters don't happen that affect much with that speed. Maybe it doesn't. So I'm just walking. Yeah. Robots got confused and decided to smack at each other. Ah, damn it. That one. Oh, that doesn't seem to do much damage. So just a regular charge attack should be able to wipe the... isn't. Well, but... Right, that was kind of... Make use of the previous healing. Oh, that's something. Oh, and that's a big flash and critter coming out. And an explosion. Yep, looks like an old-fashioned mad scientist laboratory. So let's just go and see what's going on. And there's a new character. The mad scientist or engineer with a scholar's hat or graduate cap or whatever you want to do. That American flat four-sided cap. Yeah, she's yelling. Oh yeah. That was kind of silly. Yeah. Well, most likely all those blasts might also cause some permanent hearing loss. Oh, she seems friendly. And because she's got a unique sprite, she would either be a big villain or a friendly character. But she is friendly. Oh yeah, she is very aware of. And she even has a familiar called Honey. Yeah, and Nina's character has ponytails. Oh yeah. Well, merchants also sells info. Gameplay wise, it doesn't really matter even if you would go down, there would be no any kind of encounter outside. But Momo is quite pleased with her headquarters or safety location. Yeah. Oops. Yeah, I guess the systems are not that good. And Momo joined the party and also gives me a nice little save opportunity as well. So, but now I have a bigger, you could say, objective of getting through the tower upstairs. So let's just look at what does she have? Nothing really special. And her weapon is ammo. Yeah, she uses a bazooka or rocket launcher or whatever you want to call it. And this is a puzzle room. Yeah, sure, whatever. Yeah, you can't take a step back of this. But you can make some cunning route selection to get through this. So that was a kind of little spatial awareness puzzle. Skill ink, those are always handy. Flame prism, that's especially nice prism, those special ammo for Momo. Matching pair, and there's a hint about a puzzle coming ahead of four cubes. That press the correct, find 2, and you can go forward. And lizards, so let's just blast them with a jolt and get going. Momo has very strong attack, but it's its accuracy is kind of all over the place, meaning that she's gonna do a lot of misses with her attack. But so that's kind of, you could say, a little bit of a caveat with her. And oh, not this button. And her, you could say, field ability is shooting with it, which can of course break down some obstacles. Not that big and powerful, but still quite handy. Alright, so now I have... Alright. It's this one, and... oh, not this one. Just regular ore. Yeah, now we decide to go right away to last resort. Yeah. Quite a lot. Momo misses a lot, which is kind of annoying. But I pressed 2 switches, and now I was able to pick the matching one, so getting through that without any issue. If you fail, there's a trapdoor which drops you down, and you have to climb up again, most likely face another mob or two. So it would be kind of attritional to getting through that. Oh, just now. Those things with their ice breath can do a lot of damage, but luckily for them, they are quite fragile or squishy, whatever term you wish to use about them. So, and now it's a little bit of a platforming puzzle, and using the start button you can actually go and look a bit further from where you are without risk of enemy encounters. So it's a quite handy, you could say, bit of handy way to get some extra look around of where you are. This must be one of Momo's workrooms. And at this phase I am don't intend to be stingy about use of magics. The faster you can wipe out the enemy mobs, the better. Oh yeah. And it's real nice that they write all kinds of these kind of little explanations about how the game world works, level of technology, how it is applied, or if there's magic, how magic is applied. And Breath of Fire 3 seems to have them both, magic and technology. And technology is you could say, it's a kind of big plot point. But it isn't that much of a plot point in the sense that there's a lot of matters about it. Yeah, that's a kind of annoying and dangerous attack. Oh, and looks like healing lightning attack heals the hyper bot. So it's a matter of smacking it now down. Hey, oh, great. Occasionally when character gets beaten down, they get up. As in, they don't get killed by that attack. Which is real lucky that it happened right now, because Because otherwise Momo would have been taken quite a beating. Yeah, I'm using healing herbs quite liberally at this phase. Alright, just anything strange in here, nothing. But there's landing and the geography of this tower really doesn't make, really is quite nonsensical. In the sense that there's big rooms above smaller rooms. It's kind of a mess in the sense that what there is going on. And then there's this prism machine. So you can basically do some magic blasts to that crystal and see what does it lead you anywhere. Yep, it does. 2 of them gave me a chance to get to this little location. Alright. Almost kind of brittle. Yeah, she can hit quite hard, but doesn't really have, you could say, well, let's just blast it about as much as 6 times. Oh, it needs even more magics. Ivory dice. This is actually quite a nice item to get. So needs more than just 6 blasts. Needs, I'd say something like, let's try 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Let's go to 11. Yeah, kind of difficult to spatially understand how that puzzle works, but once you figure it out that it's just a matter of numbering the blasts, it becomes much easier. Yeah, that's a quite unpleasant little blast, but it does damage to those things, which is a real nice thing to do. Yeah, Momo's got a real big miss rate. Yeah, it might be a case of her carrying a big experimental piece of technology weapon instead of something you could say more easily controlled. Like, well, hard to say what could be more easily controlled. Bamboo rod, that's a fishing thing. Yeah, Breath of Fire games have quite prominent fishing minigame in it, usually associated with Ryu, and other games have also adopted it. But I think Breath of Fire is the one who has had it first, or at least had it first as a very prominent one. Rotobots and Omobots. Nothing too scary. Yeah, one of them was friend out. Nina's physical attack isn't that impressive. But knowing that it's still using it is still quite necessary when you deal with these majority of this game's enemy mobs. Yeah, and environmental hazards still cause damage to your teammates when you're even if they just basically just bump around into wherever you're going. Oh, so but okay, so but what happened? Oh, he's been died. And he lived here. So now it would be time to go and find that mysterious escape device. There's plenty of bookshelves, of course. Somebody would most likely would had a quite impressive amount of documentation regarding dirty magazines. Triple X OH 21 and above. Yeah, even more. Yeah, I think that guy was a very, you could say, much into manual work. Kind of humorous. Of course, that kind of material with this kind of amounts would be kind of interesting. You could might be something like a quite effective distraction, as in sense that somebody might be looking at it, but there's the there's a switch beneath it. Oh, and there's the pursuers coming about, just scouring through the place. Yeah, there's the escape device. A rocket. Well, it's an escape system, so it should work. And built by a competent engineer, so for purpose of being hidden until it has to be used, so it definitely has some sort of system to be preserved well. Yeah. We should put something like a multi-person's own personal rocket-powered escape pod system. Yeah, it didn't. Yeah, it started impressively, but it didn't fly very far. Yeah. Well, it's a lucky thing that there was no massive explosion. Oh, and read the manual. Whoops. Yeah, I guess the tower now has a new ventilation in the ventilation and lighting fixture at the roof. Well, yeah, and we managed to escape quite impressively from the bad guys. But what do you actually? Well, there's a little mob of enemies around here. Just smack those things out. Cleared up. Troopers are quite they have quite good ability of enduring damage. Well, but now I'm just gonna charge. Yeah. There it was. Yeah, there's another of those chrism things, aka dragon genes. Born. I think that those things were given quite, you could say, not that good presentation about how they are supposed to be doing instead of doing. But now, of course, I could go and study the tower a little bit more. There's a big coffee shop as well in here in eastern India. So let's just go and check what that place is about. This place is not hostile. This is very safe. This is a safe location to go into. No enemy mobs around here. Alright. Oh, so there was some sort of there's some sort of mad scientist. Now it seems that we are already getting a new quest. Some kind of sideline quest regarding the return to India, get rid of pursuers. But it seems like Momo has some sort of legacy about being an engineering. Well, that's kind of rational point. Hurry. Now once you get up here, there's this unique little character. And a master. So, she has a term about how to become her apprentice, and that's by having enough weapons. And what I now actually look about it, I only have 10 different kind of weapons in my inventory, so that would be kind of bad. So I really can't make use of it. And there's an item shop. Selling all the regular equipment and gear, and some other characters to have a talk with, but nothing you could say truly impressive and or frightening. So now if I would go and wander about Eastern India, I could find all kinds of locations like fishing spot, and there's thunder. Yeah, not much of going. No much of interest going around here, and this would be also another interesting little location, and then there would be a checkpoint to get to the eastern lands. But let's just now head first to this plant. Yeah, there seems to be quite lots of industry going on around in Eastern India. It seems to be more like something like a, if not the most. Alright, so there's a crop enhancement systems. There's conveyor belts. Conveyor belts can be also used to travel around before. And there's some sort of weird onion-looking bulb thing over there. Well, I wonder what that is. Actually, I do know what it is, or how something similar to it is. So there's quite a lot of plant houses and crops being carried, and all kinds of reactors as well. Yeah, they're kind of. So maybe the enhanced crops are something like onions. Yeah, this place has kind of lots of different three-dimensionality in it, which is kind of fun word to use, three-dimensionality. Yeah, but it's clear that it's some sort of slope and surrounded by all kind of earthworks. Maybe something like it's a bit of a crater-like structure. But let's just walk this little conveyor belt down over here to main area with the biggest machinery. And there's this guy sitting in front of that. Also, and there's a waste disposal area around west. Eating herbs and vodka shots. But there's pallet. So once again, switch between characters to have a chat. Damn it. Phone. Niin. Kylläpä mie tuun. Mä tiedän. Selvä. 4. Kun mullahan ei. Niin. Moi. Thanks to the miracle of science, man can do several things at the same time. He can conduct telephone business and all the others like that. And it might have been something that, well, it's gonna be way obsolete info to you, seeing that how this video is about to be released. So, but so there's this giant onion thing. It's going on. And there's some sort of ruckus going on about the plant as well. So I just go and take a little bit of a look inside what's going on in here first. And it has some sinister sounding music. Eyeball. Yeah, it can do silence. This one actually does the quite common thing of making impossible to use magic spells. So just attacking it quite ferociously should do the trick, even though it can regenerate quite a lot. Come on, Momo. Yeah, that rest is kind of handy ability. Because it you can skip turn and you can get some hit points and life back. Kind of handy. But I'm gotta take a rest. I'm taking a rest now or camp. Let's see. Oh yeah. So, but let's just rest and save and continue next time. So, I'll be seeing you then. See ya.